Well, good morning and welcome home. Or at least to those of us that are here in the sanctuary. This is really exciting. I'm kind of glad I get to be a part of this today. And I'm really glad that all of you are here. And I'm really glad that all of you who are still at home, because we really need to know, we need input from you guys too about did this work? And it will get better because as of now, this is our entire IT, is this little laptop right here. But hopefully within the next month, we will have a couple of things and we'll talk about that later, but probably a monitor should probably be up over here, over there. That will be able to project words for songs, announcements, things like that. Or if we have a recorded message from someone not in the area, or even a live transmission from, because we have a guest speaker coming up in a couple of weeks that's in Rhode Island. We've all heard Gina now, at least once. So Gina's going to be speaking. So hopefully by then we'll have the monitor so that you'll be able to see her and not just hear her, give her talk. So a lot of exciting things are happening and I'm just really happy. And it was a little bit serendipitous, spontaneous for me to kind of go, yeah, we're doing this Sunday. So anyway, so welcome and know that my heart is so full today and it's because of all of you. I really appreciate the love that you're here, that you have brought here today. And I also know that somewhere in this service, whether it's in the message or in the treatments or in the songs, you will receive exactly what it is that you came here looking for. So just sit back and enjoy yourself. And we're going to start with an opening treatment, and our opening treatment will be given by Gail Rhodes.
Oh, good morning. And yes, everything you said, Candice, I'm feeling that too. This is so exciting to actually see these loving bodies behind the faces in front of us. When Jack Hall did treatment a few weeks ago, he had all of us open our shoulders. There should have been open our shoulders, and that really kind of opens opens your body and it opens your receptivity. And I really liked that. So thank you, Jack. We'll do that this morning. And I feel like that sets us on our path. That and a deep breath, whatever feels comfortable to you, to move into treatment and know that we are, those of us who are in this sacred space, and those of you who are joining us from your sacred space, that we are so grateful for this day, for this morning, for this group that has been through this challenging year. And here we are. We have come through this. And sometimes it might have felt like we were swimming upstream, and it might have felt like we were doing this on our own. But those of us who follow this teaching know that we were not on our own. At all times, Spirit was with us, guiding us, showing us the way, giving us strength and courage and love and compassion. Oh, the compassion that we got to practice through this entire year has been really wonderful. So right here and right now, I am simply feeling gratitude for being here, literally and figuratively, and knowing that we have passed through this challenging time and better days are here. And those of us who have had this spiritual teaching to move us through this feel so grateful for that. And as we come together today, we know that that strength and courage and love and pure joy is what we're here to celebrate. So we celebrate Spirit. We celebrate the fact that we get to be here, and we celebrate all things new and all things that continue, that continuum, that surety that this too would pass. We step into this new phase with great joy and thanksgiving, knowing this is so, and I release this to the one mind with gratitude and thanksgiving. And together we affirm, and so it is.
Thanks, Gail. That was lovely. That was perfect for today. Thank you so much. And so now we're going to have our special music. And because we do just have this is all of our IT right here. I'm going to move it, but it's my great pleasure to introduce our music for today, which is by Madge Strong. You okay there?
I think so. And, I know you get what you get here, but just wanted to apologize. This piano is very different than my home piano, and the touch is really weird. So forgive my mistakes. And I'm going to do two songs, both kind of topical. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This is Blue Skies. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds all day long. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, oh my, how they fly. Blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Nothing but blue skies from now on. And the other very obvious choice for our season. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich and your mom, she's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings, you're gonna rise up singing. Then you'll spread your wings and you take to the sky. But till that morning, there's nothing can harm you. With your daddy and me standing by. Whoop.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So much. Okay, going back over here. So eventually, this won't happen either. We'll have, some form of a camera. And somebody will have to turn it maybe a little bit. It might even just be a phone. We just haven't decided those things yet. So don't ask me because I don't know. But anyway, so here we are. And so I also wanted to kind of, it's not exactly the elephant in the room, but we're back, and so this is different. When we started doing virtual services last September, that was different. When last March, we had to stop doing services altogether, that was different. And so I was just sort of thinking about, so how do I want to address and what do I want to share with you on as we move forward? What are we going to do? And I came up with, I actually read an article by Reverend Dr. Edward Filion, and if you don't know Edward, you need to get to know him. But right now he is the spiritual leader for Centers for Spiritual Living. He's also the senior minister at the Santa Rosa Center. And he wrote an article and he titled the article Clean Slate. And so I was really inspired by some of the things he had to say. And I was like, this is kind of the direction I want to go in. And though, you know, we still have everything we had, but we get to do a beginning that can be fresh and clean and like nothing we've ever done before, because guess what? It's like nothing we've ever done before. So it should be great. But that, a lot of that is up to us and how we choose to address this. And I was thinking about second choices or second chances. In fact, I think today my question on my Facebook page is going to be something about how do you feel about second chances? So I want you to kind of think about it because, you know, have you ever prayed for a second chance, a second time, a do-over, you know, whatever, you know, just for the opportunity to maybe start from scratch, to not necessarily be dependent on how we did it before or who was here or what was happening, but to just truly be open to having it be fresh and clean and invite that energy within our own hearts. Because I know, you know, you guys, most of you know what's been going on in my household for the last 6 months. So I will, wasn't really part of the talk, but he's okay with it. You know, David was doing a cancer thing and this, he has 2, but one of them is up here, the other one is down here. So this is the one that's been treated. And last Tuesday, last Monday, he did a PET scan, and Tuesday he saw one of the 2 oncologists he's been working with, and they had his results, which we were also really surprised. Didn't expect them that quickly, but he's completely clear. Yeah. So you know, it's a step on the journey. Like, you know, he's same thing every 3 months, blah blah blah. But we're really looking at, well, what do we want to do? We've been given this fresh start, and it isn't like we're going all the way to scratch. We're not getting married again or anything like that.
No babies.
No baby. Listen, my kid that's been living with me for the last 11 years is going to be 19 next month. But anyway, I just thought of this as, let's look at this not so much as how, you know, and it's going to be this big hard thing to get going again and get our numbers back up and all of that. Let's just look at it that we're starting fresh and clean, that there's this new start for us, this new opportunity for us. So, because what I have noticed a couple of times when I have thought, I want a fresh start, I want to do this, I want to do over, whatever, that after I do it over, what I find out is that I'm still confronted with the same odd mix of something between exhilaration and terror. Because I get it. We really, I mean, we are doing our best to educate ourselves and to move forward as quickly as we can. But there is a little bit of, what if we do it wrong? And it's like, you know, I'm just trying to let that one go. Let's just try and let's just see and just start moving forward. And, you know, I know that I've been approaching this last, you know, 9 months for me back doing services here. I've been looking at the next steps. And yet when people say, well, what are we going to do next? I go, I don't know. So here's our little catchphrase for today. It's welcome to our current process. So say it with me. Welcome to our current process. Okay. So it's really alluring to think about icons of infinite creative possibilities, such as an empty canvas, a fresh piece of paper that's never been written on, an untilled field that it's like the possibilities, the potential for what you can do, that's infinite. But sometimes we get a little bit frozen because in reality, our life transitions, such as into parenthood, marriage, divorce, health issues, career changes, moving, lots of successes, they can include moments of both hope and fear. So that's kind of what I feel like we're doing right now. We're in this place, and I don't know if fear is exactly my best word, but it's a clear word. So there are going to be times when there's hesitation and a little bit of, let me pull back here just a little bit. So, but I'm also very excited because I'm all right with hope and fear right now. Had to be for the last 6 months. So join with me, be okay in the middle of hope and fear, and say with me, welcome to our current process. Oh, it's funny, but sometimes we do intentionally look for a fresh start. And even then, we sometimes, because we are so quick to cut off the old way, we actually lose some stuff. So it's okay to want to do it new, want to do it fresh, but other times that blank slate, that piece of paper that is upon us can feel it's unwelcome. No, I don't want to start from zero. So that's why I'm here to encourage you. It's like, yeah, we don't know what's going to happen, but we also know that we have this incredible foundation to grow on and to move together through. So when the slate is clean and ready for a new beginning, emotions may emerge that may be difficult to deal with. And I guess all I can say is stay with it and acknowledge those emotions, acknowledge those feelings, and even allow them to be kind of like your internal GPS, that this is guiding me, this is showing me something. And it may be turn here, and it may be stop, go the other way. But you already have that within you. And to just to stay with it, and let your thoughts and your feelings help be that which leads you away from the things that you fear and move you closer to the divine source. Because that's where we're starting today, with divine source. So the birth of anything new, and I mean anything new, typically is preceded by effort, and there's almost always some messiness involved. And I mean anything new. So welcome to our current process. And before we can enjoy the newness of this reopening project, but any project that you may be looking at individually, Bonnie's getting ready to move, to whatever those processes are, whatever that project is, in order to clear out that stuff, and in our case, a new way of doing, church services, whatever, we must first contend with destruction and disorder. I mean, and in a way, that's what we've been dealing with all year. We all have. So we're masters at it at this point. We can do this. We've been through a lot harder than the reopening of the center, you know. And so just come along and have a good time. But I know that the moments between what was and what is to be, you know, temporarily disoriented. And so say with me, welcome to our current process, because I'm expecting to hear this a lot from you guys in the next month or so as we get things back up and running. But there are many asking that question, what's next, in our community. Lots of people are asking what's next. And it's the kind of question that I really hope that you're going to be comfortable with the answer is, welcome to our current process. And my personal favorite, I don't know, but we're going to find out. I don't know. And we're going to find out. So I can tell you that I and the board and all of us are here today. Jack is still in Monterey, well, Pacific Grove, but the rest of us are here. And we actually have a meeting after this, you know, this board meeting today. But what I can tell you is that right now we are looking at things. Mary's doing a lot of research, and I'm not going to ask her to talk about that today because she hasn't talked to us about it yet. So we'll get there though. Next week, there could be some great surprises on hand. But what I do know is that as we're taking these next steps, I've talked about this a lot, you know, that light unto my feet. So I often see the very next step. I don't see the end destination. I don't know if it's going to be like this to get there, or if it's just going to be a straight shot and we're there. I don't know. But I know that we're on our way, and I know that this universal source is going to provide the exact right attention to see the next step. So get comfortable with that, because that's what's going to be going on here for a little bit. So we do not have definitive plan or today know that final result. But what I do know is that this process requires not just active participation, but stillness and inner awareness individually and collectively. Now, the nice thing about treatment and meditation, we can all have the same treatment thing and not necessarily be in the same room. We see that work all the time. So that's part of it. It's really important that this process, let me back up. What this process is requiring, what I'm very clear about this process requiring, is a certain amount of stillness, cultivating our own self-awareness and our own self-reflection, and that will help direct us, because that's where we're putting our attention. We're putting our attention in source. And what is it that the universe has? What is the universe's intention that is going to show up through us as our intention? So we're never going to be in this alone. So the practice of being mindfully aware of everything you're doing. So this is really important, and I want y'all to hear this really well as we go back out there, because there's, you know, we are limited on how many people we can have in here right now. We can have more online. But as people ask you to be really aware, be mindfully aware of what you say and of what you're encouraging. And I'm going to leave that up to you, because I trust you that you know the truth about this center and about us as a group and about where we're going. And even if we don't have a hard plan, we know. So be very mindful about how you speak about us. Be mindfully aware that the source within is the creative potential that is directing this. So the techniques can be done in many different ways. We have some core techniques within Centers for Spiritual Living, the Science of Mind, such as spiritual mind treatment, meditation. There are other mindfulness practices. There are walking meditations, things like that, where you can just have that awareness coming up through you on your own. But I know when I was here every week for years and years and years, I said a lot of times, think about what you're thinking about. And so I just need to stress that again. You are this center. And when I leave again, when I stop doing my interim thing here for you guys, your interim, after being the minister, now being an interim minister, when I leave and we go back to having another single minister, that doesn't mean I'll leave. I mean, I'll still be here for a while, I'll still be on the board, I'll still be showing up, I'll help with the monitoring of services, things like that. But I really want to start seeing this new person standing here. And I want you guys, you don't have to make it too big, go ahead. You guys wrote this beautiful covenant and have these qualities, keep those in mind. And I can send those back out to you in case you're wondering what they are. So, but a daily practice, and that's the other thing, that we talk about a lot in churches, is the importance of having a daily practice. And that means a daily practice. That doesn't mean when you remember, on Thursday. It means setting a time. And even if it's just the very first thing you do in the morning, you sit up and you be positive for 2 minutes on your way to the bathroom, because I know that's where you're going. And just open yourselves to the infinite possibilities of what's in store here for yourself and for the center and for the greater community. But don't be afraid and do your daily work. Because I know that when I get in that peaceful place and I'm observing life in a peaceful way, because that's where I've established it within myself, I know it's not just mine or the board's job to decide what's going to happen here. And it's really important that you all step up and participate in that, whether it's you still are an online presence or if you're physically here and want to be a part of this center. It's really important that we all step up and look at what is ours to do. I have no idea what is yours to do. I only know what's mine to do. So think about that and spend some time this week in your daily practice considering what it is. And it might be that I'm here to pray for this center. And that's good. In fact, that's great. And it might be, I think I could monitor those services. That can't be that hard. Trust me, I can do it. You can do it. It's just not that hard. And so, but it is important that we all kind of look at that, because I do know that I want whatever at the end of the day we decide, that it's a conscious decision. And right now I kind of feel like we're just on a raft and floating, and it's like where we end up. I kind of need a little bit more of a rudder. I want us to be mindful. I want us to be conscious about where we're going and what's next for us. I think this can be a really amazing experience, and your spiritual support is so needed, so required. So how might that look for you? Might be treatment, might be visioning, might be putting together a group either online or in this building that meets, once a week, once a month, not on Sunday, to start to have those deep, thoughtful times together. But during this time, please consider the activities that feed your spirit and do those every day, or do something every day that really feeds your spirit. So that can be a lot of things. That can be sacred service. And right now, yes, we are going to be looking for that here too. But there's so many places, Jenny was just talking about the Grange. That's where she does a lot of her sacred service, and it's like, and Teresa helps out with building bridges. That's her part of her sacred service. So it's kind of, look, what is it that, because those are the kind of qualities that we want to have here. It can be just walking in nature and feeling that oneness. It can be, times with friends, listening to great music, creative endeavors, laughing out loud, really hard. I kind of in the middle of my recent past, this one day, I was just really, it was a hard day. It was a really hard day. And so I just was sitting in my car by myself and I went, I just really need a good laugh. And I forced it, but then all of a sudden I was laughing. And I felt so good when I finished. I was totally ready to go and do the next thing that was upon us. So engage in those practices that lift you, because a lifted you helps lift the center, So let's all feel that and do that. So on that particular note, during this change, there's one other thing I really want to stress. Honor your body. Make sure that you're paying attention. Feed it healthy food, get plenty of sleep, do a little exercise. But that's the other thing, is that when we're physically feeling good and strong, we're much more able to participate and to be a part of what's going on here. So it's good for you any way you do it, but I'm just asking you to also join in and make sure that that's part of your daily practice. So that's really all I have to say today. Is just, I'm encouraged, I'm excited, and I have no idea where we're going. Well, I shouldn't say that. I have a couple of inklings, but what I really know is that anywhere we go, it's going to be fine. So take a deep breath and, open your shoulders if you want, because we're going to do a closing treatment. And I want to start this treatment with a quote. This is from Arlene Bump. And she says, life might not be the party we hoped for, but while we are here, we might as well dance. So as we begin to enter into this next phase of life, of how our center looks, let us feel that infinite rhythm of the divine as it moves through and into a new idea, a new song, a new unfoldment for us individually and for this center. That we are now the outpicturing as individuals and as a spiritual community of this place within us where we know that the divine is always operating. Let us lift up our thoughts, our way of being, into that heavenly presence that is all around us. Let us feel the actual energy reverberating in all of life as it is expressed in every moment of our lives as individuals and as our life as the Center for Spiritual Living here in Ukiah. Let us allow the celestial song of life lift us out of any fears, any sense of limitation we have imposed upon ourselves, and instead raise our spirits higher than they have ever been before. Let us dig deep into the inner being of truth and allow the spirit within to burst into dance and belt out a tune such as we have never heard on this earthly plane, proclaiming that God is all there is right here, right now, and forevermore. That we are here to rejoice in this moment and the next and the next. So thank you, Spirit, for this day. Thank you for this life. Thank you for this center. Thank you for this community. Thank you for your presence in and as me, as everyone here, as all creation everywhere. Thank you. And we let it be so. And so it is. So another book. So now it's the time for our offering. The people at home.
I'm just gonna stand here.
Well, honey, they can do it on, it's okay. So the deal is we're not passing baskets, but there's a basket back there and there's a basket right here. And so you put your offering in there. You can take it out and hold it. Service is almost over, so you don't have to hold it for very long. So if you have an offering today, you can hold it, put it on your heart. And for those of you who know this, say it with me. Those of you at home, same thing. And I will do the offering affirmation for us today. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies this gift. With all my heart and with all my mind, I know I am saying yes to something I value. With all others present here, we dedicate these gifts to the values, visions, and missions. So we have a couple of announcements. First one, I think I have the announcements in that. Maybe not. Maybe it's turned upside down. Oh, well, anyway, I'll just do my best. The first one is service to, for the center. And as you know, I have been sending out on our, in our newsletter, the different areas where we are gonna need some support. One of them is, for instance, oh, here we go. One of them is the newsletter. I've been doing the newsletter since last September, and it's not a really arduous, difficult job, but if someone would like to step forward and do that, that would be great. Just speak to me or send me an email directly. Facebook will need a monitor. That also is not a big deal. It's also about once a week, though, you need to go on. And again, probably in less than an hour, I could show you everything you have to do. If you have a Facebook account and you're willing to take a shot, let me know. There's YouTube. And so when we finish with this service and any service after this, and since last September, there's a little process that you have to do to download the service and get it onto Facebook or YouTube. You can put it on Facebook also, but that way they can, and people that can't be here can take a look and see the service and see us being so happy. So if you're looking as something for your Seva for the center, those are open. But I'll tell you, within the month, we're going to need greeters, you know, things like that too. All those other things. So, and I'm not sure, you know, we might go back to having a presider. Right now, this is just easier for me. So this is what we're going to do. But we need to be thinking about that. Okay. All right, so that's it. So there's lots of ways that you can be of service to the center. Think about it, pick one, let me know. Building bridges, as you know, we've been supporting them for over a year, I guess, because you guys, after I left, that became our place. So yeah, we're still doing that. So please, if you have things that you know they need, you know, there's lots of ways to get them there. And Teresa has been heading that up. You can leave stuff with her. You can take it to Trudy Morgan's house. You can take it to them. But just do that. And is that it? I guess maybe that's it. Um, So anyway, that's it for today. So we're going to end. Madge is going to sing a song and then we'll do just a bye-bye. And she's going to come up here to sing her last song. So. Oh, and she has an announcement. So.
Okay. I'll amend that one.
Yeah.
But, all right. We are. It's exciting to do this a new way. So my announcement is that, I'm not sure if you all can see this out there in the ether. And for here at the church, there's a few copies of this. A week from Tuesday, which is the 22nd of June, my women's chorus, which for many years has been here until the pandemic, but we're hosting a summer sing-along. We've done this for 22 years at the winter solstice, and this year is the first one, and maybe the last, that we're going to celebrate the summer. And we're going to have songs that also celebrate Earth and are uplifting, and it's all sing-alongs on Zoom, because that's for now the only way to do it. So Tuesday, June 22nd at 5 o'clock Pacific Coast time. People are welcome to join from all over. One of our guests is joining from England, which is amazing. Okay, but you love to sing, and I'll have Candice make sure that we put that link in the next newsletter. Okay. And at Gail's request, and because I had already chosen it, we're going to do, you know, we are one, and I'll try to call out the first phrase of each verse, because you don't, some of you out there may never have heard it before. Yeah, you're not supposed to, but you can sing in your minds.
Yes.
You could even mouth the words. And those of you at home can sing along. Oh, you know we are one. Oh, one. Oh, you know we are one. We just come separate because that's more fun. I look in your eyes. I look in your eyes and I know we are one. I look in your eyes and I know we are one. Look in your eyes and I know we are one. All our hatred can be undone. Oh, you know we are one. Oh, you know we are one. We just come separate because that's more fun. We're all one family. All one family. You know we are one. We're all one family. You know we are one. We're all one family. You know we are one. Mother, daughter, father, and son. Oh, you know we are one. Oh, you know we are one. We just come separate because that's more fun. Come on, sisters and brothers. Come on, sisters. You know we are one. Come on, brothers. You know we are one. Come on, friends. You know we are one. We work together, we can overcome. Oh, you know we are one. Oh, you know we are one. We just come separate because that's more fun. Heaven's the earth, the moon and the sun. Heaven's the earth, the moon and the sun. Heaven's the earth, the sun. Heaven's the earth, the moon and the sun. I say, glory to heaven, because we know we are one. Oh, you know we are one. Oh, we are one. Oh, you know we are one. We just come separate, because that's more fun. Just come separate, because that's more fun. Oh yeah, we just come separate, because that's more fun.
Thank you, Madge. That was great. Love that. Okay, so thank you all for being here and being a part of our service today. Know that I love you. If you can hang out for a little bit, that includes the people that are online. Hang out, we'll have a little chat and it'll be good. It'll be fun. So know that I love you. Namaste.